Something has shifted on the internet, not slowly, not quietly, all at once. A new kind of tool has entered the system, and within months, it has begun rewriting the rules of how people create, search, communicate, and even think. At first, it looked like just another update, another smart assistant, another AI feature added to platforms we already use every day. But then people started noticing something different. This tool was not just helping the internet, it was reshaping it, and now, the effects are impossible to ignore. The story begins inside some of the most powerful tech ecosystems in the world, where companies like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft have been racing to build the next generation of artificial intelligence. For years, the goal was simple: make AI smarter, make it faster, make it more useful. But what they ended up creating was something far more disruptive, a tool that does not just respond to the internet, it replaces parts of it. At the center of this shift are advanced AI systems that can generate content in real time. Not just short answers, but full articles, videos, code, business plans, and even entire websites. And they do it instantly. Think about what that means. For decades, the internet has been built on one basic idea. You search for information, and then you browse through websites to find what you need. But now, that process is collapsing into a single step. You ask a question, the AI gives you the answer. No links, no scrolling, no searching, just results. That might sound convenient, but it is also revolutionary, because it changes the role of the internet itself. Websites are no longer the primary destination. AI is becoming the interface, and that is where things start to get complicated. At first, content creators were excited. These tools made it easier to write, design, and produce content at scale. A single person could now do the work of an entire team. Videos could be scripted in minutes. Articles could be generated instantly. Ideas could be turned into reality faster than ever before. But then the second wave hit. Everyone started using it. And suddenly, the internet was flooded. Massive amounts of content began appearing everywhere: blogs, social media posts, product descriptions, news summaries, all generated by AI. And here is the problem. When everyone can create content instantly, the value of content starts to change. It becomes harder to tell what is original, harder to know what is trustworthy, harder to stand out. This is what some experts are calling the content explosion. And it is already transforming platforms across the web. Search engines, especially those powered by Google, are being forced to adapt. Traditional ranking systems are struggling to keep up with the sheer volume of AI-generated material. Because when thousands of nearly identical articles exist on the same topic, how do you decide which one to show? The answer is not simple, and that is why search itself is evolving. Instead of just listing links, platforms are starting to generate answers directly: AI summaries, AI overviews, AI-powered recommendations. The internet is becoming less about exploration and more about interpretation. But here is where things take a deeper turn, because this tool is not just changing how we find information, it is changing how we think. Now pause for a second. If you can ask any question and get an instant, well-structured answer, do you still need to research? Do you still need to struggle through complex problems? Do you still develop the same level of understanding? This is the part that many people are not talking about. Convenience comes with a cost, and that cost might be cognitive. Some researchers are already noticing a shift. People are relying more on AI to solve problems, to generate ideas, to make decisions. And while that increases efficiency, it also reduces friction. The kind of friction that forces deep thinking. The kind of friction that builds expertise. And that raises an important question. Are we becoming more productive or less independent? The answer is not clear yet, but the trend is undeniable. Now let us talk about something even more powerful: personalization. This new AI tool does not just give answers, it adapts to you. It learns your preferences, your style, your needs. Over time, it becomes more aligned with how you think and what you want. That creates an experience that feels incredibly natural, almost like talking to another person. But it also creates a filter, because the more personalized the system becomes, the more it shapes what you see, what you read, what you believe. And that has serious implications for information, for opinions, for society as a whole. If two people ask the same question and receive different answers based on their profiles, what does that mean for truth? What does that mean for shared understanding? This is where the conversation moves beyond technology into something much bigger, because the internet has always been a place where ideas compete. Different perspectives, different voices, different interpretations. But when AI becomes the middle layer, it has the power to influence which ideas are amplified and which are not. And that is a responsibility that cannot be ignored. Now here is something that might surprise you. This tool is not just changing content and search, it is also changing business. Entire industries are being reshaped. Marketing is becoming AI-driven, customer service is being automated, software development is being accelerated, even creative fields like writing, music, and design are being transformed. Companies are rethinking how they operate, because tasks that once required hours or days can now be completed in seconds. That creates efficiency, but it also creates disruption. Jobs are changing, roles are evolving, and in some cases disappearing. This is not speculation, it is already happening, and the pace is increasing. Now imagine a world where most digital interactions are mediated by AI, emails written by AI, replies generated by AI, content consumed through AI summaries, decisions supported by AI recommendations. At what point does the internet stop being human-driven? That is the direction we are moving toward. Not completely, but significantly. And this is why some people are calling this moment a turning point. Because it is not just an upgrade, it is a transformation. Now let us talk about trust. Because this is where things become critical. When you read a website, you can evaluate the source, you can compare perspectives, you can verify information. But when an AI gives you a single answer, that process becomes less visible. You see the result, not the journey, and that makes it harder to question, harder to challenge, harder to verify. So the question becomes, can we trust what we are being told? And more importantly, do we even know when we should not? This is why companies like OpenAI and Google are investing heavily in safety, transparency, and alignment. They understand that trust is everything. Without it, the entire system breaks down. But building that trust is not easy. Because these models are complex, they operate in ways that are not always fully explainable. And that creates uncertainty. Now here is where things get even more interesting. This tool is not just changing the internet, it is starting to merge with it. Instead of visiting different websites, you interact with a single system that can access and generate information from across the web. It becomes your gateway, your assistant, your interface to the digital world, and that centralization has power. A lot of power, because whoever controls that interface has influence over how information flows, what gets seen, what gets prioritized, what gets ignored. This is why the competition between major tech companies is so intense. Because this is not just about building a better product, it is about controlling the future of the internet, and no one wants to lose that position. Now let me ask you something. If the internet becomes something you no longer explore, but something that is presented to you, are you still in control? Or are you being guided? That is the question at the heart of this transformation, and it does not have a simple answer. Because the benefits are real: faster access to information, greater productivity, more powerful tools, but the risks are real too: loss of transparency, reduced independence, increased influence. This is the balance we are now facing, and it is only going to become more important, because this technology is not slowing down, it is accelerating. New models, new features, new capabilities, each one pushing the boundaries further, and each one reshaping the internet a little more. So what does the future look like? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear: the internet we grew up with is changing, from a network of websites to a system of intelligence. From searching to asking, from browsing to interacting. And this new AI tool is at the center of it all. The shift has already begun. The question is not whether it will continue. It will. The real question is how it will shape us in return, because every tool we create eventually changes the way we live, the way we think, the way we understand the world. And this one might be the most powerful yet. So the next time you ask a question and get an instant answer, take a moment and think about what is really happening behind the scenes. Because the internet is no longer just a place you visit. It is becoming something that thinks with you, and that changes everything.